Monday, the 16th of September 2024. Why China cannot be interviewed with sensitive subjects? Because they will fail miserably. So you would even see the leader, dictator Winnie the Xi Jinping, cannot give an interview because from Western media or from people like myself, because we will ask a direct question like Tibet, Uyghurs, Xinjiang, sensitive subjects that we want to know the answer for, but China never gives the answer. Take a look at this. It's something I've shown before, but it's so frustrating. So frustrating, it becomes comical from a spokesperson for the Communist Party of China.
My question is, as a dissident from Hong Kong, knowing that I can express freely in Hong Kong or in the UK without risking other people in trouble, I also know that you just now made claims about there's free speech in China, and it's possible to criticize the Chinese government just now again. Can you please demonstrate that free speech and tell us what are Xi Jinping's two worst mistakes in the past 5 years?
Great question.
If you can demonstrate to us that it's okay to criticize Xi Jinping, the Chinese government, and China, or even just say Xi Jinping kind of resembles Winnie the Pooh, would be good enough for me. Thank you.
Victor, do you want to take that question?
Well, thank you. I would say China need to make more prompt, take more prompt actions in dealing with the dramatic aging population in China and the dramatic demographic decline.
Do you think Xi Jinping's to blame for not being fast enough on aging?
No, I think the whole Chinese government, including the Central Committee, State Council, local government, need to take actions quickly to reverse that dramatic aging population problem.
And when they don't give a direct answer, you sort of think, what are they hiding? What are they not telling us? They're very clever politicians. Now, most politicians around the world, if you give them a question, they will never give you a direct answer. So this guy that we've shown many times on this channel before, Victor Gao, is a good politician because he never tells the direct truth. Is always indirect and will always try to manipulate the interviewer to do it his way. But this interviewer that we saw from Al Jazeera, I've forgotten his name, but really cool guy, wouldn't accept any BS from this guy.
Would you call Xi Jinping a pint-sized loser?
Many. Each country has different sensitivities. In UK...
So you're admitting you can't criticize the Chinese government?
No. You can criticize the government if you are positive in your attitude.
You can criticize the government if you're positive?
Yes.
Is that the new philosophy?
No, if you can come up with your...
You've got to come up with nice insults?
No.
What then?
Constructive advice.
Constructive advice?
For example,
oh, I'm loving
in dealing with the aging population, what should be the government do? What should this governor should do?
But you can't say the president's lied. He's a liar.
No, he will be dealt with very swiftly in China. You cannot say that.
That is the most honest thing you've said tonight. Yes. I'll ask again tonight.
The only news that we get directly from China would be from Chinese state media. Every media goes through the correction facility in a way of making sure it's positive. This guy, again, Victor Gao, would say you can criticize the government, but you can only criticize them in a positive way. You can't say this guy is a muppet. You can't say, like I could quite easily say, King Charles, I don't like him because he's got very big ears. Again, they said it the same thing in this interview. They cannot do it because the repercussion, if they actually did speak the truth, is, well, like he said in the interview, you would, well, just disappear.
How many people are in detention in Xinjiang? You give me a number.
Listen, if you look at Xinjiang...
You give me a number.
If you look at... I do not have the number.
Why not?
Yeah.
Hold on. You can't say it's not 500,000 and then say you don't have a number. I have a number. I have sources. How many people do you think are detained?
Let me give you my reason.
No.
I go to Xinjiang a lot. I travel almost
So they're your brothers and sisters.
Xinjiang.
You go there a lot, but you can't tell me how many people are in detention.
Listen, they are happier. They enjoy their life. They enjoy their Muslim practices and traditions. Listen.
How many people are in detention, Victor?
Many. Let me be philosophical.
No, don't be philosophical. Be numerical.
No.
How many people are in detention? You said no to 500,000. How about, okay, let's let 250,000.
There are indeed Uyghur separatists who want to promote separatism of Uyghur.
But what about the people who are not separatists who just disappear?
Turn Xinjiang into East Turkmenistan. This will never happen. Listen to this. Call your friends to stick to the one China policy.
He just wants to talk on the phone to a family member.
years old. 7 years I didn't speak to my mother. I want to speak to my mother. I am British Uyghur. I want to speak to my mother. You understand?
There are many people on YouTube and also Twitter praising the CCP and how wonderful it is and how you have Chinese democracy when democracy only means one thing. Go and look it up in the Oxford Concise Dictionary. Go and look it up in Webster's. That's what it means, and that's what sort of upsets me. You would say China is becoming like North Korea, hiding everything, smiles, it's okay, everything is fine. Now, living in China, most probably for you and I, if let's say we did, would be okay. You would go to work, you get money, you can lease your house, you can't buy a property or rent, or you can't buy it, but you can lease it or rent it, because after 70 years, it goes back to the government. You don't own the land, and that's how it is. You can't say anything too bad. Sometimes I do chat with my friends on social media in China called WeChat, but they would remind me, I don't want to speak about that. Can we talk on Telegram? And the answer would be, yep, sure, no problem. There, because it's encrypted and no one can listen to it or break it in. Now, I have something here called a public IP, which means it's a very secure line. Most people would have a private IP, which is actually open and people can listen in. Sometimes I have had, when I'm chatting to my friends on WeChat, a message saying, would you accept this number? And it would be a Chinese number, and I would simply click, and that's the block, which would actually eliminate the whole conversation. They can't break into it with that. But that's going on. People don't want to talk about it. They won't talk about it in public, but they may talk about it in private with their really close friends, because they don't want to knock at the door at 4 o'clock in the morning. So this sort of frustrates me, that this guy is really arrogant. Victor Gao, he is sort of like an awful person. And he even does the interviews on, you could say, some of the Westerners in China who believe in communism. They believe in the state. They think Xi Jinping is an absolute god. No, he just comes from quite a wealthy family. He's not a poor guy, where it's meant to be communism all for one and one for all. That kind of meaning. Everything is meant to be equal, but obviously it isn't. And I think Xi Jinping and the CCP are going to destroy China in that way until someone stands up and say enough is enough is enough. And I think a lot of us pray that it will happen one day. But these people like Victor Gao, one of the very few spokespeople for China with very good English, and he is an educated man, is sort of like a manipulator. He will not answer a question directly, which makes him a bad person. But let's be honest, politicians around the world are exactly the same. Sorry for the rant and rave, just needed to get it off my chest. And please do like, subscribe and share. Comments below and donate to the channel with all the links in the description. Ta-ra for now. Bye-bye.